Well, good morning. Happy Tuesday, PASW staff, clients, and friends joining us. It was off Friday and Monday, so thanks. I hope you guys enjoyed the reruns and all that stuff. And so we're back today with a new film scoring assignment. So, but kind of a short week. So if you want to get this into me by tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll see the results for Friday. And if you're new, please play along. You know the system. Email me, text me some ideas, some things you want to do, and we look at a scene, take out the music, and we think long and hard about, well, what could be in place of this. This is a very good exercise. I'm really looking forward to doing some original film scoring when we're fully back at the studio. So last week was a lot of fun looking at Alphaville, the Godard movie. You guys came up with some great ideas, great submissions for that kind of haunting corridor, hallway scene. Not much action's happening, but it sets the mood for sure. Definitely because it's in the beginning of the movie. And then, we also looked at the two great tenor saxophonists, Lester Young and Ben Webster. So because we're in Paris, we're with Alphaville, Paul Mizraski, the composer, let's go and do an American movie and look at the 1993 American movie, Cliffhanger. Cliffhanger is an action movie, but thriller. A lot of chilling parts in it. Directed and co-produced by Rennie Harlin. Finnish. He's Finnish. Rennie, producer, screenwriter, did a ton of movies. Big ones, Die Hard 2 he did. Deep Blue Sea. Big action type of movie. His movies have made tons of money. Rennie Harlin. And then, has Sly Stallone. Everyone knows Sylvester. He co-wrote this and put some of his own money into this feature. He took this on because he had a fear of heights. So you would think if you had a fear of heights, you would do nothing close to being a cliffhanger. And he did this to overcome his fear. And a lot of these stunts he had a lot of doubles, of course, but he was doing a lot of these stunts. It's this mountain climber. He's Gabe. And they're in the Rockies, and there's this heist going on, this operation that fails in kind of midair to transfer to these terrorists, kind of criminals, are stealing money from one plane to another, trying to transfer it, and then they get into a plane crash, and they crash in the Rocky Mountains, and their money's scattered all over the place. So they come in contact with Gabe and some of the other people that work there in the camp, and they hold them hostage because they are the only ones that know the Rocky Mountains. So they need Gabe and his associates to help them find their money, and then they're going to kill them because they're criminals. So that's mostly what it is. So that's a thriller heist, and again, where the Rocky Mountains are. Although let's go over there. Let's leave Paris, because we were in Paris when Godard shot Alphaville. Let's go over to actually Italy. We're not going to go to the Rocky Mountains because they filmed most of this in Italy. Isn't that weird? It's kind of cool. It's an American thriller movie, but they shot all of these scenes in Italy. Comes out in 1993. Big year for action movies. Feel like we've looked at this year. Well, we did Jurassic Park years ago. 93, Jurassic Park comes out. Dinosaurs are the star. Also, The Fugitive comes out, 1993. That's Harrison Ford, another thriller. And then In the Line of Fire, another thriller kind of. So action adventure movies with thriller type are very popular in this year for this movie to come out. Budget's about $70 million, makes $255 million, so it does really well. I don't think it scored very well on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's okay, but it really does. I don't know. I've always loved this movie, and there is kind of trivia. There is like a Guinness Book of Records with this. There's this aerial stunt that this guy does in it, and it looks. I mean, it is real. It looks realistic because it is real. This was special effects were. I've always, been around for a long time, but like really good computer special effects stuff was coming out in the 90s. But this guy, Simon Crane, was paid $1 million to do this transfer between these two planes. at an altitude of 15,000 feet. So it was a remarkable scene, and this is how the terrorists transferred the money. So that's mostly the plot of these criminals, and they're looking for about $100 million that are stashed away on all over the Rocky Mountains, although in Italy, right? Music-wise, composer we haven't looked at. This is an orchestral score. This is Trevor Jones. He's the composer, born 1949, and in South Africa, born there. So South African composer, did a lot of music for film and television. This scene and this whole score is actually orchestral score. So we're in the same realm as John Williams is in, because some of these, and as we listen to the piece, we're going to see some influence from other composers, that this is an action movie and they get a classical composer to give it a classical score. This goes back to John Williams with Jaws using it, because when we did Lounge Week a few weeks ago, when we looked at David Rose and Mancini wrote for TV and film, but the 60s film soundtracks were more songs, right? Or loungy, feel-good kind of music. Or with the New Hollywood, definitely like kind of hard rock songs. Then with John Williams, we get back to the roots of orchestral film music. He's going to say, hey, look, I'm going to take from Dvorak, Wagner, Sibelius, I'm going to take these and then up them with kind of a popular theme. And when he starts doing that with Spielberg, everyone starts doing that. It's a really good formula, because a loud rock band's exciting, but almost nothing's more exciting than like a huge 80-piece symphonic orchestra playing a big theme, making it sound epic and huge. So Trevor Jones is going to do that with this score. No songs, no electronics, anything like that. So we'll see. We're going to score the opening shot of the movie, and I always like to switch this up, but why don't we take a look at the scene as is with the movie, and then you're going to see the melody, the theme of this comes when the Cliffhanger title card comes up. So let's just take a look at the scene with the music. So this is the opening shot. Again, maybe one of the most important, because this sets the tone of the movie. Although the action in this is so magnificent, the shots, the scenery, Cliffhanger, the title of the movie tells you what it's going to be about. People that hang from cliffs. So it's probably going to be actiony. But this lovely orchestral score by Trevor Jones, it's massive, right? It's a big, vibrant, loud sounding score. And like I said, the main melody starts right when that title card, Cliffhanger, because this is the theme. This is the theme, the musical theme in the movie. They play this repeatedly throughout its theme and variations throughout the movie. So what do we hear? I mean, we heard the trumpet, right? A solo trumpet. John Williams uses the solo trumpet all the time, particularly with Jurassic Park, which is the same year. That the solo trumpet, and then the brass and strings. Strings are doubled with the solo trumpet, and then, as we've seen with other scores by John Barry, the brass and the other orchestra kind of take over the theme, right? So it starts off with just kind of a solo-ish theme, and then brass, strings, and octaves take over. Why don't we take a look at the scene just with that, with just the helicopter and the air sound and all that right now. So we need an opening title theme, something big and epic, and something, this kind of reminds me a little bit of when we looked at Dances with Wolves, where John Barry had that beautiful kind of sweeping soundtrack, and that was of the West, the setting in the West, right? And Aaron Copland, we looked at that. Now this is the setting of the Rocky Mountains. What is that going to sound like? So we're probably going to need kind of a lead, or this is classical music, but it's film classical music because it's got a hook to it. It's got a melody very quickly. It's not like Wagner where it takes several minutes to even get a theme, and that theme's going to be, or Strauss or something like that. They're taking from those guys, but it's kind of popular classical music because it has to get to the melody very quickly because you only have a minute or so. The audience doesn't have time for you to get 6, 7, 8 minutes into your first theme, so it's quick. So think of something that's sweeping, big, orchestral, and something that would fit the opening titles of this huge action movie with Sylvester Stallone. I mean, it is a big deal. We got a big assignment this week, but I know you can do it. So get some ideas into me today and tomorrow, and then we'll see. It's a short week. We'll see results for Friday. Have some good cartoon-like stuff coming up this week, so it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, have a great rest of the day, and see you tomorrow. Bye.